Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead with a tea break. Oh, wow, I've had a wall. Not like a fibroflare wall. I'm just really, really tired. Um, we cleaned out, everything's almost done. Well, everything as far as the gardening is concerned is almost done. We pulled the rutabagas and the parsnips, turnips and parsnips, neeps, turnips and parsnips. Anyway, we pulled those day before yesterday, and they're in a bucket in the porch waiting for me to start peeling and chopping and canning. That's the last, I think, of the canning. However, I may do some more apples. I'm feeling, even though I have 28 quarts of carrots in my pantry, I'm tempted to do another bag. That's another 100 pounds. No, another 50 pounds of carrots, just to have them. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I still have, like I said, I was going to save my bag of onion ends, my bags of carrot ends and peels, and my bags of celery bits until I got my side of beef. But I'm not getting my side of beef for another 2 months. And I looked in my freezer, and I don't have room to save those for when my beef comes in. So I was actually thinking, well, I'll just, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of the onions, half of the carrots, and half of the celery, which is going to be easy. Carrots and carrot peels are in 2 bags. The celery bits are in 2 bags, and I have a big bag of onion stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take half of it, and I'm going to make some vegetable broth in pints. And then when I get my beef, my side of beef, I'm getting a side of beef, and I'm opting for soup bones, like marrow bones, and suet. Because the suet, I have recipes that call for suet, and bones, well, I want to make bone broth, don't I? But what I'm going to do is when I get those bones, I'm going to oven roast them. And then I will pressure cook them with the vegetable matter and water for a vegetable beef bone broth, which will make some really awesome soup. We are huge soup people, really big soup people. So there's that. So I still have beets in the garden, but they're not much bigger than my thumb. So I'm just going to leave them. I haven't decided. I might just leave some of the beets over winter and see what happens. Like maybe not both beds, because obviously, I'm going to want to plant those beds in the spring, but I may leave one bed of beets in, because they say they are a biennial, which means they don't produce seeds until their second year, which leads me to believe you can leave them in the ground. Somebody's told me I could leave my parsnips in the ground. I could leave my turnips in the ground over winter if I wanted to. But the truth is, I'd like to try it with beets, because if they're a biennial, maybe I can get some seeds from them next year instead of having to buy them. So I'm looking more into exploring not just seed saving, but seed harvesting from my plants. I mean, everybody knows how to save bean seeds and squash seeds and cucumber seeds and tomato seeds, but it's the root vegetables that we use the most in the wintertime. Those are the ones that really fill the hole, when you're hungry, right? So I'd like to learn how to save seeds for my rutabagas, my parsnips, my beets, and I am growing carrots next year. So that's, there's some videos coming up, but on the canning of the parsnips and the turnips and the canning of the broth. But that's pretty much it for the canning until I get my side of beef. So I'm gonna take some rest to get my house back in order and get my knitting and stuff done. I tell you, we're back with Bell Canada, which means, and when I buy one, I'm gonna have a regular telephone, and I'm going to have a telephone. I have a telephone line, but I thought it would be a landline, and apparently no, it's a fiber optic line. And the way they work it is when you do everything in a package that they give you discounts for, I can't say, oh, well, then I don't want it, because that throws all of my discounts out of disarray and it would end up costing me more. Bell's real weird. They're really good with finding ways of charging you money, right? This was one argument I had with Bell a long time ago, why I didn't use their services for so long. But I also told Howie that if Bell Fiber Optics came to our neck of the woods, I was going back to Bell, and I'm as good as my word. However, everything's supposed to be under one bill: our TV, our internet, our home phone, and our mobility. But they sent us new phone numbers with our cell phones, and I phoned them and said, no. No, I'm not changing my phone number. I've had this phone number for 15 years. So they said, okay, well, we can fix that and all that. So they fixed it. And then I get my Bell Mobility. I get my one bill, which is my TV, my home phone, and my internet. I'm in credit with them because of all these discounts I did on the plan. But I get my Bell Mobility phone, or my Bell Mobility, and it's almost twice what they said it was going to be. So I phoned them, and it's not easy getting through to Bell. So I phoned them and said, okay, wait a second. My bill's supposed to be, X number of dollars, not almost double that. And then she went through it and did all the security questions and all that stuff. And she said, oh, well, that's just the activation fee. I said, no. There is no activation fee, because I did all of my Bell services got turned over in one phone call. All of my services went to Bell in one phone call, and I was told that there would be no activation fees or connection fees or anything else, because I was making such a huge move to Bell. So you got to watch them, because they'll hide fees under stuff. So I sat there. I was on the phone with her for 20 minutes to make sure, because they go, oh, well, you've been credited this, and this is an installation fee, and blah, 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 blah. Right? And it's like, no. So you got to be careful. So I said, okay, this is what it's going to be now. You're getting rid of this. And I want my mobility put on the same bill as all my other Bell stuff. I don't want to pay two separate bills. Right? And I want to know what my monthly bill is going to be when all of this installation stuff is done. And they told me. And yes, folks, by changing everything over to Bell, overall, I'm saving close to $100 a month. Well, wait a second. My TELUS used to be $350, and then it dropped down to $250, but originally it was $350, and my Bell was $150, so I was paying $500, and now it's like $375. So you save money where you can, right? Before I go, I want to let you know that I've talked to our friends at 4 Jars again. And there is another 4 Jars party coming this week. So watch for Friday's video. That's the 4 Jars party. And remember, when that video comes out, you're going to make one comment on that video. No more than one comment. Okay? And we call it a 4 Jars party because we don't say giveaway, because that brings out the trolls. But there's going to be another 4 Jars party. On Friday is the announcement for that. And we're also trying to cook up a little something extra for the end of November. I don't know if there's going to be anything extra. We wanted to do seasonal holiday tea towels, but it was too late to order them and have them ready for that. But these are the last 2 4 Jars parties. All right, and hopefully something a little extra in the November one, right around Thanksgiving, USA. Okay, so that's what's going on. I'm at the end of the road for canning for the winter, and I need to go out and buy some more jars. and get my canning done. And then, you know what? Then it's cooking and baking and crafts, because that time of year is almost here. And I'm so glad. It really is wild. You know, I say this every year. I go, you know, I start my seeds in February and I get all excited and I build my light cage and I watch them grow when I baby them, and I get so excited when they go in the ground, and I'm so busy with the life of plants, the garden, that when I look up from canning, it's October. And I'm like, where did the summer go? But you will be getting your pantry tour as soon as I am done canning up the rutabagas and parsnips. And don't forget, 4 jars on Friday. This is Mrs. Wolfe from our Half Acre Homestead saying, that's your tea break. And until next time, keep the kettle on. Mwah! Take care. God bless.